Hi, Mark and Teresa from Out Office Camping, and I'm here with John and Courtney, who's sitting out for this. John, we're going to go ahead and start by doing a walk around, but before we start, tell us a little bit about what you're doing with these vans and maybe just a little bit of information on what we have here.
All right, I'm John Achilli from Tent Company. We host unique guest experiences. So one of the things we have are camper vans. This is our first camper van. We built this originally for ourselves, and it was well received. So we actually have two others that we rent out that are similar to this one.
And what year is this?
This is 2010. The other two are 2012. So this is a first generation Transit Connect. They're made from 2010 to 2013.
Nice.
They still make the Connect, it's just a different format. It's a little bit lower and a little bit longer.
Okay, cool. Well, let's go ahead and get a closer look at what they've both done with these vans, which is absolutely amazing. So let's get started. All right, John, so let's go ahead and start with let's start with what you have on the top first.
All right, so on this side we have a cargo box.
Okay.
We use this mainly to store camping chairs, screen awning, and some other stuff, hatchets and extra firewood at times to keep them out of the main cabin.
All right, and then you have 4 lights, halogen or LED lights up there on the roof?
Yeah, we have LED lights, one on each side and one in the back that are controlled from inside, so you can get a little light in your campsite if you need it at night.
Okay. And then you have, let's go ahead and walk around, and then we'll come back and actually do the inside.
We also have the Max Air fan.
All righty.
You blow in or out. It's got the rain shield, so you can actually use it when it's raining as well, which is nice in the small van because it can get stuffy in the rain. On this side, we have the Rhino Rack Sunseeker awning. Folds out about 7 or 8 feet off the van, so it gives a little extra cover in sun or rain as well.
Oh, excellent. All right. So while we're maybe on this side, I noticed that you have pull-out drawers on both sides. Did you have a preference on which side you'd like to start with first?
No, we can start. If you wanted to see both, we can start.
Yeah.
So right here. So these vans have dual sliding doors, which is nice. So you get 2 sides that are basically exactly the same. We have 2 drawers. They have simple locks that don't move around when you're driving, but you get a pretty good amount of space.
Okay.
There's a little electrical setup here. We have additional speakers. We have, as we talked about, the exterior lights.
Ah, nice, yes.
We have interior lights. These are actually little, I think, license plate lights. So you have a little down so you can kind of get in, look at your drawers without
that's
getting
great.
blinded at night. This one actually is a 3rd switch. This turns on our stereo for the car, which then we can listen to in camp. And that is hooked up, rewired to the house battery. So you can sit in camp, listen to the radio, and it doesn't interfere with the car battery at all.
Excellent. And then what's your battery setup?
We have a deep cycle 100 amp hour battery set up with an isolator, so it's connected to the alternator of the car as well, so it can charge while you're driving. And also we can show you after, but we have a converter charger to charge it if you have a plug-in like we actually do here.
Nice. And then while we're on the back side, you had pulled out a few things there. So what size was your bed?
The bed is a queen.
Okay.
It's the length of a queen. It folds out. It's a little narrower, so it's about a foot narrower, but we do have the full length of the queen.
And then I see you have the netting and the sideboards here. Can you talk a little bit more with the different, the systems you have in there for hanging stuff? And
Sure. We just added like a little additional space in there, so we have little net pockets. You can store some little stuff in, and a couple little hooks as well. And if you do look as well, each side also has these cubby holes. So
wow.
A little extra storage there too, and they're both, again, on both sides, so everything's kind of mirrored in the cabin.
And then what do we have for your kitchen setup here?
All right, so these vans are great. They can open up nice and wide. We have a little table here, a little extra setup for organizing things or laying things out. And then through the back, we basically have just 3 big drawers. This one's a little shorter because in the back of this cubby is actually where the battery setup is.
Okay.
But this is a 12-volt fridge, some cleaning supplies in front, plugs in and runs on the battery system, so you don't have to worry about ice. This is, has some water jugs here for water storage, obviously, and then we call it the pantry, and then it's just a huge bin. It's loaded up right now, but food, drinks, we have like a dustpan and candles, whatever else you want to store in there.
And then basically your water jugs, are they just ones you just pick up, or they're refillable, or?
Yeah, so you can just fill them at the water spigot. You can leave them here. You can put them out wherever you need.
Oh, it's nice how, you know, small and compact they are.
This side is what we call the kitchen. So it's got a big work surface up top. And then we store all the kitchen gear in here. So it's got 2 drawers. This is basically all your cookware. This has your silverware and other items. Dish pan, because that's how we do our dishes, because we don't have like a real sink. And then we have a camp stove down here that you can use up top, or you can take it out and use it at the picnic table, wherever you want to.
Now it's really amazing. Now you had mentioned use birch for a lot of your build. Is that something that you work with often? I mean, almost all the time with all your builds?
Yes, I am a woodworker, so you know, there's a bunch of different ways you can build these up, but I use one with just straight plywood for this, so it's basically, you know, a box and drawers that's kind of just bolted into the van.
A lot of slide out tracks there.
Yeah, lots of drawer slides.
Now, do you do a lot of, you know, your skill set with the woodworking? Have you, I mean, cabinetry something that was always kind of in your wheelhouse?
Yeah, I've been tinkering for a long time, but I've been woodworking full time now for about 5 years.
Wow. And that's your business?
Yeah.
Excellent.
Well, one of mine, anyway.
Right.
Yeah.
What are the other businesses that you guys have?
We did the camper vans.
Okay.
We also run an Airbnb at our home as well.
Nice. So, as we had mentioned earlier in the beginning, they rent these vans, 2 of them they currently have in their fleet, and we'll list that information below in the description. With the other side, let's go around to there. You had mentioned how when you set the bed up, you basically put the seats down.
All right.
And you don't have to do that. We can
Yeah,
just...
I mean, it's easier with 2 people, but all you really have to do is move the seats forward. Obviously, you do both. You lift the mattress up, and this part folds forward. We'll lay down, and then you just undo the mattress, and it folds down the rest of the way as well.
Oh, that's excellent.
On this side, you can also check out, like I said, it's the same pretty much as the other, but this is the converter charger. So that will run the whole system and charge the battery at the same time. You can see again, same setup over here, same switches, USBs, and 12 volts back here as well.
And one of the things that, you know, most of our viewers may not notice, you know, I notice, but simple things that I, you know, just kind of want to dial in on. But looking at this, just look at the angles on how these are cut, you know, just like attention to the little details. And then obviously just this little cutout here, I guess may allow for like a USB cord or something, or...
Well, we had it set up so if you do have it plugged in,
power cord, right?
Power cord
Yep.
can come, because the bed's going to lay on top of this.
Right, right.
So, and then that'll be down, because you won't really be able to access it, but then that will just be out like that.
And then, you know, it's really smart, you know, basically is included as vents, but just the attention to detail. He had mentioned, you know, routing these out. And then are these like, you said birch, and it's like pretty much for the most part you're using a lot of 3/4 inch, but look like you use some smaller stuff.
So in this build, the whole main box is basically 3/4, and then all the drawers are 1/2 inch.
Excellent. And then the coating, you said that you're
water-based poly, so it'll help keep a little bit of a lighter color over time, won't darken as quick as the oil-based products.
now for yourself, or for both of you. I mean, you guys had mentioned you pretty much started with the mattress, and we haven't talked about that. But what type of mattress do you have in there?
This is a 8-inch foam.
Okay.
So the foam mattress is, so we're able to basically, you just got a regular queen, and we were able to cut it ourselves. So you can just use like a serrated knife, and then also we were able to kind of score it here so that you can get this fold, so it folds kind of easily.
Excellent. So back to the bed, and you know, sitting up. When you guys built this van, you were really thinking about ergonomics for yourselves, and that was one thing that we talked about yesterday, was you built everything around your needs and your applications for your size and what you guys were going to use. This is primarily, you don't have a heating system really or an air conditioning except for the vent,
Right.
so that you're hitting obviously areas that fit your climate, and when you have time.
Yeah, and I think, so we designed it for the way we travel, and for us, as you said, I'm 6 feet tall. I don't like when my feet are all scrunched up, so we had to make sure the way the bed was oriented gave enough length. The way we camp usually, we like to spend a lot of time outside, so for the most part, it's just a really organized system for us with a very comfortable bed.
And one thing that I saw last night, which you guys are heading out today. I really appreciate you taking the time to do this. But you had the window screens just
right.
attached to the outside with just the magnets, which I thought was really just a really simple method. And did you say you bought those like as a set? Like they just were something that you could just purchase from?
We just got them offline. The company is called Skeeter Beater. They're very affordable for a set. And as Mark said, they magnet on the outside. We can roll the windows down as much as we want for the night, and it helps pull the breeze through with the fan at night.
And then for your block out for the front, I see you probably have like a sunshade right there that you just put in the window.
Sunshades, so we put them up front. The back windows have little curtains on the side here.
Excellent, excellent. Well, this is really absolutely beautiful. Like I said, the attention to detail on all the small stuff, and I'm sure with your other builds, are there things that this was, you had mentioned your first build out for the van, right? And
Yeah.
you've done the 2 others, and obviously you guys are addicted to this,
Right.
so it's contagious. What would you say with the other vans? Were there other things that you did that you were like, after this one, you're like, oh, let's do this, or?
For the most part, it's very, very similar. There's some changes, like I downsized some plywood somewhere to save some weight. I downsized some of the wire sizes for certain things I realized were overkill when I did my first one. The only real changes on the back drawer were the fridges. I condensed the whole battery compartment, made it real tight, so I was able to get a couple more inches there, so they have a bit more storage for like the propane, and there's a paper towel holder, so you get like more of a real little storage setup there.
Wow, that's great. What was the inspiration for this?
We designed most of it ourselves. There was another company that had a similar setup that kind of gave us the idea that you can kind of use this kind of setup and just lay a bed through the middle and give you a bunch of storage underneath.
Have you guys always been camping? Is it like just like a camping lifestyle, and you just you know what, we have this transit, let's make it into a camper?
We've been camping quite a bit, and so we were doing big long trips, and we always kind of thought we wanted a little bit more than our tent and our 15 Tupperware bins of stuff. And so eventually, we just got to do it. And so, we got it and we made it for ourselves.
Now, this is absolutely beautiful, which I've said several times, but what are the future plans? I mean, do you see yourselves going to like a larger van format, or do you just really like this small style because it's kind of stealthy?
We like the small van. I mean, eventually, probably we might have a bigger one, but we don't really feel the need as of yet.
Right.
So, we have other designs because we do like the small one. We got to figure out how we can use the newer models too. So we've been looking at that type of thing, or slightly larger. But
for our viewers, are there, you have a lot of wood. Wood's easy for most people to work with and easy to pick up locally at a lot of their, home improvement stores. Are there any specific tools that you feel would be helpful for people if they wanted to, just give this a try? Like just your thoughts and feedback as to like what set them on a good path to having fun and creating.
I have a full woodworking shop, so it's a little bit easier for me. But if you have a basic set of tools, a circular saw, a jigsaw, screw gun, you can make it happen. We also sell the plans for this build.
Oh, great.
So if you had the same van, you want to do something similar, you can get the layout for that, so you'd already have all the design stuff.
Now, where can people find that information?
It's available on our website.
Okay, well, we'll get that information and we'll put that all in the description below. And anything in closing that you'd like to just add?
No, I don't think so.
No. Well, we can't thank you enough. It's trying to get out, you're trying to get out, but this is absolutely beautiful, and we're so excited that you both just gave us this opportunity to check out your little van. I've always been inspired by the Ford Transits, and it's just a great use of space. So thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right, take care.